Welcome back to the Frozen Forum podcast. I'm your host, Nathan, and this is my co-host, Alex, and this is Season 2, Episode 4. Today we're going to talk about the Habs' last two games, both going to extra time. We'll talk about what happened there, and it's been a pretty crazy week here in Ontario, especially with the Blue Jays. We'll touch on that a little bit later, but the Habs had a good week, and Alex, how you doing?
Hey, look, I'm doing really well. I have to say, let's talk about the Jays thing first, because we need to get it out of the way. It's over and done with. The only thing that matters now is whether Bo Bichette signs back in Toronto. But, I mean, hey, we went into a Game 7, and a Toronto team had a million chances to win the game and didn't. I think we've heard the story before. And it's unfortunate because I really did think it was only a thing that would happen to the hockey team. But appears to be bleeding through to the other parts of the city.
Yeah, it's tough watch. But about the Bo Bichette thing, he said he wants to sign. He said he wants to stay in Toronto, but we'll see how much that money talks to him because he's going to get some big offers.
Look, he's been playing with Vladdy since he was a kid. You know, they're childhood best friends. Like, I get it. Listen, Nathan, I hear that there's this big giveaway people need to know about. Do you want to capture that just before we go into anything else?
Yes, once again, super simple. If you did not hear about it last episode, all you need to do is subscribe to the Frozen Forum podcast on YouTube. Once we hit 100 subscribers, we will be doing a giveaway and you won't want to miss it. Yeah, I won't be giving any hints at this point, but next episode we can give a hint. We are at 85 subscribers right now, I believe, so we're almost there. Just tell your friends, tell your family, just tell everyone because it's going to be a good giveaway.
Exactly. Tell everybody get those subscribers. Hey, and look, we get there. It's a big thing. Like, people don't understand. It's a small channel. We have the ability to do big things, and because it's a small channel, you got a very, very high likelihood of any potential benefits of that giveaway.
So subscribe.
Okay, let's get into this episode, Nathan. I want to capture the week. I mean, we played 2 games since our last podcast. We're playing another tonight against the New Jersey Devils. We wanted to do this podcast between these sections of games, I think, because we have this big divide, right, in like the quality of teams that we're playing per se. So we play Philly, we play the Ottawa Senators. Give me your 3 stars between the 2 games. Who was brilliant for you? And
this week, it's a little more simple. Thought it was pretty clear cut. My first star, Ivan Demidov. He has 3 points in those 2 games. He has a goal and 2 assists. And I mean, one of those assists were just an absolute beauty. God. And then he was a part of our big comeback on the Flyers 2 nights ago. Didn't get it done, but we got a point out of that, which was huge. Second star, I'm going to give it to Suzuki. He also had a goal and 2 assists. In 2 games, you can't really ask much more from your captain. And then last, this is the one that is new for me. I'm picking Kirby Dach. Last game, he had 2 goals, which again was huge in getting us that point that we needed against the Flyers. So, yeah, what do you think?
I'm going to totally agree with you there. I think this is absolutely the week that we shut out Nick Suzuki within these 3 stars. The Kirby Dach thing, I mean, look, this is an 82-game season, and some of these guys, like Caulfield's on a 70-goal pace for the season right
Caulfield's
now.
on fire.
Is that sustainable? Like, I hope so. Do I think all of the goals that he's scored are like lucky bounces here and there? No, it's like this guy is a fantastic shooter. Could very easily end up with 70 goals this year. But to win hockey games, you can't rely on that, right? You can't rely on those kinds of things. Kirby Dach is the definition of secondary scoring on the Habs, right? Ideally, in a world where Kapanen, Newhook, and Demidov is your second line, because that's what you want as a second line, right? That secondary scoring coming from the bottom 6 that is led by Kirby Dach. And I love the Kirby Dach, Bolduc, Gallagher line looked fantastic. They had some great plays, and Dach capitalized twice in that Philly game to bring us back. I mean, I think his goal was the one that got us up 4-3, if I'm not mistaken. So He started the surge with the first goal. He ended the surge with the fourth, right? And it's like, that's what you need from this team. Super exciting to see from him. Listen, before we get into any of the games, I thought we would bring back today a famous segment, the Frozen Forum podcast. This is the Frozen Forum Flash. This is 10 questions just for Nathan that I've designed. Some of them a little bit funny, some of them we'll see. Are you ready, Nathan, to get into this?
Let's get it going.
Get going. Okay. Your 10 questions, approximately whatever number of seconds I used to say for each question. What is it, 30 seconds? Yeah, 30 seconds per question. Let's go starting now. The first question for you. We have 4 very tough opponents coming up. The Devils, Mammoth, Kings, and Stars. All 4 of which are considered around the NHL to be the biggest teams that we face this year, probably. What do you think our record is going to be against the 4 teams?
I think we're going to be 1-1 if I'm being realistic. I think we're going to at least, at the very minimum, get 5 points out of this, out of these next 4 games here. I think our toughest opponent will be the Stars and the Mammoth. The Mammoth look so good. I saw them the other day in Buffalo. Buffalo had, God, in the first period alone, at least 6 grade A scoring opportunities, but, they couldn't get anything done after that. But Vejmelka stands on his head, and yeah, they're going to be 2 tough teams.
Cool. We'll go to the second question for you. Obviously, Jakub Dobeš has been fantastic to start the season. Is 6-0 since that mattress commercial in the regular season. Emil Montebo started slow and then made 35 of 36 saves to finish out that Philadelphia game. Right now, who is your number 1 starter in Montreal, Dobeš or Montebo?
It's pretty clear cut. I think it's Dobeš. Yeah, it's 100% Dobeš. And honestly, that game against Philadelphia, I don't think you can hold most of the blame on Montembeault. Obviously, you'd want him to make those saves, but on some of those goals, the offense wasn't coming back and the defense wasn't great in that first period. So you can't fully blame Montembeault for his performance that game.
That's fair. Right now, Nathan, the Montreal Canadiens sit first in the East. Will the Montreal Canadiens win the Eastern Conference in the regular season?
Montreal Canadiens are not only going to win the Eastern Conference, they are winning the President's Trophy. Now, I already know what the comments are going to say. These Habs fans are delusional. So, honestly, you can call us that for now. But after this week, if we go 4-0, I'm not hearing any of it anymore. We're winning the damn President's Trophy.
Guy says we're going to go 2-1-1 and then says we're winning the President's Trophy going 4-0. I love it. I love it. We'll go straight from there and say question number 4 for you. We're good right now in the regular season, assuming we keep going well in the regular season. Is there anything that you find a problem with this roster to go win a Stanley Cup?
The only thing I wish we had a bit more of was at least just one more young defenseman. I think we're struggling back there with a little bit with Matheson and Jacky. If we could replace one of them with a younger guy, a little bit more talent, I think that's the final key piece that we need. I know you would argue Sidney Crosby, but I still think
we're one Sidney Crosby away, man. I'm telling you. We'll go question number 5 for you. This one might be a little controversial. Is Nick Suzuki a top 5 center in the NHL?
I don't know how it could be controversial. In 2025, he has the 3rd or 4th most points in the entire NHL. I don't know how you could argue that he's not a top 5 center in the league. I'd argue that he's top 3. Like he's been performing phenomenally this year, the year of 2025.
Sorry, just to clarify here before we go on to question 6. When you say top 3, which one of McKinnon, Draisaitl, and McDavid are you putting below him?
I'm putting Draisaitl below him. Draisaitl has not been performing very well this year.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. We'll go into question number 6. This is, again, expanding on to the rest of the NHL. But question number 6 is a little bit closer to home. A familiar face. Mr. Logan Mailloux was traded to the St. Louis Blues in exchange for Zachary Bolduc. Currently, if you map all of the NHL players by, on the x-axis, the save percentage that their team has when they're on the ice, and their shooting percentage when they are on the ice, you get this great big bubble around a 900 save percentage, plus or minus 50 bips, and around, you've got a lot of different shooting percentages, obviously, but ranges from 4 to 20%, right? Currently, Logan Mailloux on that graph sits at a 700 save percentage with a 4% shooting percentage on for his team. Was the Logan Mailloux for Zachary Bolduc the best trade in NHL history?
No, I'll not get these fans too riled up here, but no, it was not the best. It was another fleece. It was definitely another fleece by Kent Hughes. Not the best trade in NHL history, but yeah, we definitely won that end of the deal. I mean, Bolduc has just been, he started with a flame under his ass, and he's been performing so well. I mean, he hasn't really stopped, so the goal scoring isn't quite as hot as it was, I mean, the first 5 games, but he's still producing.
Still producing, still playing well. That's what we like to see from him. We'll go into more of the rest of the league, less related to Montreal. Question number 7 for you. The Toronto Maple Leafs currently sit 3rd in the Atlantic. They have not looked great in a lot of their games. The Florida Panthers sit last in the East. Are either of those teams going to miss the playoffs this year?
Look, I believe the Leafs truly could. That game they had the other day, God, who was it? They were down 3-0 and then they stormed. It was the Penguins. Look, the Penguins are also having a fantastic season. However, I don't think they're going to be making a deep playoff run. So for a team like Toronto, if you're losing to them that early in the game, they had a good comeback in the 3rd period, but that can't be happening. And it's happened pretty consistently for them. That is not the playing of a playoff team. I don't think Florida has anything to worry about. Florida will be fine. They'll make it again. But Toronto, I could honestly see a world where they do not make it.
I like it. We're going to go question number 8. I'm going to give you a little bit of context on this one. Currently, the St. Louis Blues sit with a 4-8-2 record. The Buffalo Sabres sit at a 5-4-4 record, 14 points. The New York Rangers, 6-6-2. The Ottawa Senators, 6-5-2. And the Calgary Flames, 4-9-2. Of those teams, St. Louis, Buffalo, New York, the Rangers there, Ottawa, and Calgary. Which of those teams will fire their coach first this season?
I think it's got to be, okay, I was going to say Calgary, but now I'm thinking Buffalo. No, I still think it's Calgary because Dustin Wolf is not getting any damn help. I'm sorry, he just isn't. He's standing on his head every damn night. I don't even know if they won last night, but God, there is no back checking from the forwards. You know the old saying, forecheck, back check, paycheck. For the forwards, just forecheck, paycheck somehow. And their defense hasn't been great either. I mean, the stars of the Calgary Flames have been Matt Coronado, sometimes Blake Coleman, and sometimes Huberdeau decides to play. And then Kadri, because it was his 1000th game last night. Congrats to him. But yeah, I think the coaching's got to change in Calgary.
I would agree with you there. I personally think it's going to be St. Louis first, but we're going to talk a little bit more about St. Louis right here. Question number 9 for you. Should Binnington have kept the puck and not given it back?
If he didn't get caught, hey, I would have kept the puck too. Well, obviously after the refs confront him, you can't, nothing you can really do there. But if no one noticed, yeah, I think you should have kept the puck. I mean, if they don't have the wherewithal to recognize that the puck is gone, then it's all his. Plain and simple.
Next question for you. Final question for you. Question number 10 here to end the Frozen Forum Flash. Macklin Celebrini is currently tied for first in the National Hockey League in points. This is his...
In points?
In points. This is his 2nd NHL season after losing to Lane Hudson in the Calder race last season. The question for you is not whether he's going to stay first or tied for first in the NHL, because he could, but we're going to open it up a little bit more and say, will he stay in the top 10 in points for the entire year?
Who's he tied in first with right now?
Connor McDavid.
God, I don't know. I think he's been performing so far above EV, and the Sharks still are not a great team, so I don't think he'll be able to keep that up. However, I do think, as of right now, he has a spot on the Team Canada Olympic team.
That is a conversation topic right there. That concludes our Frozen Forum Flash, as a side note. Thank you, Nathan, for answering all of my questions that I came up with in 2 minutes before this podcast started. Let's talk about that Team Canada idea, because the general manager of the team, Doug Armstrong, was in the stands for the Montreal-Philadelphia game. He watched Nick Suzuki wire a goal on a pass from Ivan Demidov on the power play. You and I will both agree that Nick Suzuki should be on the team. I would also agree with you that Macklin Celebrini should be on the team. The
Look,
question for you,
your question was if he could maintain top 10 points for the season. Guess what? He just has to perform well until the Olympics.
true, or whenever the roster is set for the Olympics. I mean, to me, to be honest, Macklin Celebrini represents that next generation of talent, right? If we think about all of these players in tiers, right, in terms of age range, right, you have the Crosby era, you have the McDavid era, and now the next era coming up is the Celebrini era. Like that's just what it's going to be. I think to this point, he's shown that he is the most complete player anywhere close to the age bracket that he's in terms of a Canadian-born player. I don't understand how you don't bring him, to be completely honest. This is the bringing this. I mean, what they brought Sid back in 2010. What
2010.
have he been? 22.
Yep. And thank God we did.
Exactly. So no, I totally agree with you. I'm just gonna pull up here the Four Nations roster, okay? Because for the Olympics, we get 2 extra roster spots. So we could say that Suzuki gets in here. The other question for you is Mark Scheifele. Do you think Mark Scheifele makes the roster?
He's been performing really well too so far. I'm going to go ahead and say no, though. We already have a few older guys on this Team Canada roster, like who are locks. I think it's good just for building confidence for future Olympics and other world championships to have Suzuki and Celebrini because they're younger and they'll be on the team in the future. But Mark Scheifele, how old is Scheifele now?
27, 28, I think.
He's only 27?
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
I think so. Look that one up for me.
That's tough.
Okay, so let's go through this roster quickly. This Four Nations roster that we had, just in terms of forwards. I think both of us will agree that Sam Bennett, as of the way that he's playing right now in the season, cannot be on this roster. That being said, something tells me that this Team Canada management is going to believe that Sam Bennett can just become what he was in the playoffs last season in the blink of an eye. So they might still take him. Seth Jarvis has been insane. He's been ridiculous for Carolina. He stays. Connor McDavid, null point. Anthony Cirelli has had a good start to the season. Travis Konechny from Philadelphia. I wonder if that's one of the names that you think about taking off this roster, potentially, in favor of Suzuki, Celebrini, and Scheifele, if we're thinking about all three. Braden Point, I would imagine, is a lock for the roster.
Scheifele's 32, by the way.
Oh, there you go, 32. Sorry. 32, really? Never mind, scratch him. Who needs him? Sidney Crosby, Nathan McKinnon, Sam Reinhart, those all seem like locks.
Makar.
I wasn't going defenseman, just forwards. Brad Marchand was on the roster for the Four Nations last year. Mark Stone Mark Stone has been flying to start the season. He's injured right now, I think, but assuming he's healthy. Mitch Marner also seems like a lock. And then Brandon Hagel, who was on my fantasy team to begin the season, could not do anything until I traded him, and then has been a lot better since. So,
It was
like,
only-
of those players, right, we can put in Suzuki for free because we get an extra roster spot. But who are you taking out to put Celebrini in? And if we're putting in like a guy like Mark Scheifele,
We're not putting in a guy like Mark Scheifele. So
I mean,
we
Mark Scheifele is 4th in the league in point. Sorry, he's tied for 3rd in the league in points with Nathan McKinnon. 9 goals, 11 assists.
It's got to be Konechny or Hagel. I could see a world where Mark Stone, if he's still injured, then yeah, like it's got to be one of those three because you can't really take any of the other guys out.
I guess we'll see. On the goalie side, I have a feeling we're going to see 3 completely different goaltenders than we saw last year.
I don't know. I like Bennington because he does play. Look, he turns into a mutant when there's pressure, and he stays very calm, which is what you need to be as a goaltender. He did fine for us in the Four Nations last year. When they had that cup run, he did completely fine. He stood on his head. I know right now he's not playing well, so I can see the argument for him not being on the team right now.
I mean, right now, the players that we took last year to Four Nations, in terms of goalies, Jordan Binnington and Sam Montembeault, are 2nd last and 3rd last in the NHL in terms of goals saved above expected. The other is Aiden Hill who is 15th last among 67 goaltenders.
Who are the top 3 Canadian goaltenders right now, then?
Remind me if Spencer Knight is Canadian?
Is Spencer Knight Canadian? Yes. Born in Wellington, Ontario.
Oh, that's pretty close to here. Yeah, Spencer Knight is leading the league, 15.2 goals saved above expected on a very bad Chicago Blackhawks team. Arguably has stolen some games over there. Logan Thompson is 4th in the league. Logan Thompson, to me, is a lock for Team Canada. This is not even a question of whether he's on the roster right now. Fantastic for Washington last year. Fantastic for Washington this year. And then trying to think about who's Canadian on this list. Dobish is Czech. Demko is American, I think.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Alex Lyon, Buffalo. Where would he be from?
U.S., Minnesota.
Yeah. Artur Silovs is from one of the European countries. Dave Riddick. No save Dave is up here. I don't think there's a world in which we bring Dave Riddick, but he's been in a backup role. Jake Ottinger is American. Jeremy Swayman,
I think he's American.
American. Merzlikins, American. Kemper. I mean, you go down. I mean, to me again, like in a game, you've got a starter and a backup. To me, you're bringing Spencer Knight. You're bringing Logan Thompson. Spencer Knight is the less proven of the two. You put in Logan Thompson as your starting goaltender to start the Olympics. Spencer Knight is the backup. To me, that's like a... And then whether you bring Binnington or you bring Montembeault or they brought Aiden Hill last year. Like, I don't think it matters who that third goaltender is. They're not going to see time.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, I don't think it really matters if we bring... But if it came to that point, who would you want to see between the pipes more, Binnington or Montembeault? I just think Binnington plays with more poise in the heat of the moment.
You look at Sam Montembeault's run in the World Cup for Canada, the one summer that he played it. He had a .939 save percentage. He had under 2 goals against average. The last year in the playoffs, he was fantastic. Last year in the regular season, he was fantastic. He's had a slow start this year, but he had a positive goal saved above expected in this last game against Philadelphia. And I would expect for him to start to regain his composure coming up to the Olympics. Jordan Binnington, as much as you say you give him all of this credit for Four Nations, I didn't see it. He made the saves he was supposed to, but he didn't do anything more than that. And I think in these kinds of situations, you need goaltenders that are going to rise above their level, like a Carey Price did, to win games, to steal games that you're not supposed to win. I look at that loss to the United States in the round robin games as a game you can't lose and a game where Binnington gave up a few that he probably shouldn't have.
Fair enough. I also think in that situation, you need the players to rise above what they're otherwise capable of.
Absolutely. But you're looking to everybody to do that, right? Who do you trust to do that? And that's why I guess when we talk about the forwards here, like Nick Suzuki is a player that rises above the station, right? Macklin Celebrini seems to be a player that is able to take control of game, and even if they lose, is the person that's contributing the most. Cale Makar is the definition of a player that rises, right? Nathan McKinnon is your Connor McDavid. Like, these are players that did rise. Mitch Marner rose in that last game to beat the United States in that final game, right? I just think you need it from everywhere. You can't just say, oh, here's a good goaltender. We're going to put a good goaltender who can't do anything more than be a good goaltender into the net. And to me, Binnington, since that cup run in 2019, which is a long time ago now, like we're talking almost 7 years since he won a cup, I don't think he's ever been considered one of the top goaltenders in the National Hockey League. I don't even think he's been close, to be completely fair. Like, he's been their starter, he's been their number one guy, but like...
Yeah, you're right. He hasn't been close.
Like, Samuel Montembeault was second last year in goals saved above expected. Whether he was recognized for it or not, it was a totally different story. But like that's what the stats say.
They're going to look at the stats this year and he's not getting a starting spot. There's no...
I think we're going to see, because some people go through rough patches and he's played, 6 games? Like, got him through 6 games, and like these guys play 50 games in a season.
Yeah.
I guess wait till November on the Montembeault one, but to me, Spencer Knight and Logan Thompson should be absolutely in as 2 of the goaltenders.
Fair enough. Wait till November? Yeah, you mean the end of the month?
I guess wait till the end of November. I can't remember when the rosters are due. The rosters, like final Olympic rosters, are due at some point in time. I don't remember November, December, or January, but there is a due date.
Do the Olympics start end of January or beginning of February?
I think so, because then they go into February.
That'd be so cool. Okay, I guess that's plenty of Olympic talk. Let's go back to the Habs now.
Yeah.
Let's talk about these last two games that they just had. So the first one was the Senators. What were some of the positive things you saw in that game?
Like, I mean, the Ottawa Senators are always going to be a team that you hate playing as Montreal. I really think that the Montreal Canadiens and Ottawa Senators have a rivalry that's about to start, that is already started, that is going to be one of the best, right? You've got two teams that are supposed to be around the same level, that are supposed to be finish that rebuilding process and going to compete for Stanley Cups. I think one of them is going to do it a lot better than the other. Slightly biased there. But you can feel the energy in that game to that effect, right? The teams are just trying to prove. We went up, 3-0 in that game, blew a 3-0 lead. They come back, score 3 goals, and then we go to overtime. We win it at overtime. Like, sensational, right? Alex Newhook with the game winner. We played really well. We had a few breakdowns. We played really well. You watched the game too?
I watched a little bit of it. I just remember seeing quite a few points in the game where the refs looked like they lost a bit of the control, like the players were getting pretty heated, especially after the whistle. But yeah, no, we got 2 quick ones in the first. They get 3. Demidov gets one to tie it up, and then Newhook settles it.
That's
But
right.
yeah,
That's right. We were up 2-0, and then they score 3, and then we tie the game. That's right. That's right. Yeah, Demidov's goal too. It was.
electric. That arena was rocking, man. I
I
want to
will
go.
say to all of the Habs fans out there, I got a message for you. If you go to the Bell Center, can ya please stop chanting the Olays when we're tied? Like the Olays are supposed to be when we're winning, when we're in a good spot in the game. This second period nonsense because we scored a cool goal that made us tied or like is actually ridiculous.
Look,
I
fans
feel
are
like
hyped
the
up.
reason that we're going to overtime is because our fans keep jinxing the team. Like they're like,
Can you blame them for being so excited? Like,
I
how could
can't,
you
I
not?
can't. I do the same thing. Come
God, I can't wait for them to come to Buffalo, see him for $50.
on. I
You
got my
go, you
tickets
go on
already.
StubHub and look for the game Habs Sabres. You scroll through all these other games, like they play the Oilers, they play the Penguins, they play all these other teams. Go to Habs, selling out fast. 4% of tickets remain. Dude, it's in 2 months. Like
It's the
the
Montreal
Habs.
Canadiens, man. Look,
Yeah.
the one thing I'm going to say, I don't know if I've said this on the podcast before. I probably have, but the Montreal Canadiens and their fans are unlike any other fans in the entire National Hockey League.
In sports.
And probably in sports too. I'll agree with you. I mean, you see people who cheer for the Montreal Canadiens as a kid. They never stopped. They moved other places. They never stopped. Right? And when you go to Buffalo Sabres games, half the crowd has red jerseys on. Those are not red jerseys that are driving in from Montreal. Those are red jerseys from around Buffalo. And don't be mistaken, those people who are wearing those red jerseys in that stadium are not putting on a different jersey the next game that they're going to a Sabres game. They don't have a secondary team. They don't have a tertiary team. They cheer for the Habs. That's it. If they want to go watch hockey, they'll watch hockey. They'll enjoy it, you know? They'll enjoy watching other teams play. The Habs are always their team. Meanwhile, you got all of these other franchises. I'm going to shout out these Leaf fans as a specific one, right? The Leafs fans that moved to Vancouver, slowly, over time, start cheering for Vancouver.
That is true.
They'll always say, don't get me wrong, they'll always say, the Leafs are my number one team. Sure, but you got a Vancouver Canucks jersey in the closet, right? On all of the days that Toronto's not here, you're going to the Vancouver thing and saying, oh, I'm a Vancouver fan.
That's true. I actually met plenty of people from Toronto when I was in Victoria 2 months ago. And I met a few of them that said they lived in Toronto. Were Leafs fans, lived in Vancouver for 20 years. They were Toronto fans for 15 of those years and then switched.
And switched. It slowly goes away. But these Montreal fans, you go to all of these barns, you go to Edmonton, you go to Calgary, we went to Vancouver, you went to Seattle. Like every single place has Habs fans. Everywhere across the country. Right? This country and the United States too. There are people in the United States who cheer for the Montreal Canadiens and will continue to and have continued to, no matter what's going on.
There are a lot of Habs fans. Like, I am planning to go to that game in Buffalo. I'm fully prepared to see more Habs fans than Sabres fans.
It's going to happen.
Yeah,
I'll be there,
I'll
at least for
probably be
one of
there
them.
too.
I think we go there's 2 games in the month. I
In
think I have
January,
tickets in January. I have one of them.
they play twice in Buffalo.
Yeah, because one's a Saturday game and the other's a Tuesday game, I think. I'd assume that the Tuesday game is cheaper.
Probably,
Yeah,
maybe that's gonna be fun.
but I'll be working, so no Tuesday games for me till they make a train that gets me there. Let's talk about this Philadelphia game. I was this close. I saw a stat before the game. I was this close, Nathan, to placing a bet on the Philadelphia Flyers to win this game. The guy reffing, one of the refs, same guy from that Edmonton game.
Mm.
You'll never believe it. The Montreal Canadiens had 2 less power plays than the Philadelphia Flyers.
And the Philadelphia Flyers' first 2 goals were both on power plays, or the second 2. Yeah,
Second 2 goals were one on a 5-on-3, one on the power play after the 5-on-3 was over. Look, we were down 3-0 in this game. We were outshot in the game, what was it, 42 to something?
40-20.
Like 20. We had, Nathan, we had 4 goals on the first 9 shots of the game. And that sounds great until you realize that we only had 9 shots through like 1.5 periods of hockey. We came back. We were opportunistic. We did not deserve to win the game. We did deserve the point that we got because we played well enough to get it. We were opportunistic enough to get it. Samuel Montembeault saved again. He saved 35 out of 36 of the last shots, right? He really buckled in. And this is where I think you got to look at Marty St. Louis as a coach and say and commend him, right, for what he did in the game. Because after that third goal against Montembeault, it would have been so easy, and a lot of other coaches would have done it. It would have been so easy to pull him, put Dobish in the net. And you do that, Montembeault's confidence, his everything like that is gone. And Monty said after the game, he said that after that third goal, he looked towards the bench and nobody was moving. Nobody was getting up. Dobish was sitting exactly where he was. Marty was acting like normal. And Monty said, okay, well, in my head, I just got it in my head that, hey, I just gotta play. I don't gotta worry about that. I just gotta go out and play. I'm living on free time because I shouldn't be able to play right now. Right. I gave up 3 goals and 6 shots. And he played really well. And so I wonder if that's a turning point in Montembeault's season, and we get last year Samuel Montembeault back in the net, and then we're back to having 2 all-star goaltenders on our roster.
that'd be unreal. And this will be the real test for him this upcoming week. I know tonight Dobish is playing against the Devils, but I'd love to see him against the Mammoth. God, watching them in person, they move the puck so well as a team. It'll be a tough game for the Habs. Like I said before, I think it'll be the toughest of those 4 teams.
That
And
sounds
I
right.
hope Montembeault gets to play against them, so then he can show him what's up.
Yeah. I mean, right now you've got Dallas and Edmonton Dallas and LA are the 2 teams in the wild card in the West right now. So we play both of them next week. I imagine we're gonna record before that last game of the 4. I think the
Yeah,
4th
probably.
one is the Stars. So we'll see next week how we do against the first 3. I look at this team, Nathan, I don't know if you agree with me, but I think we've been very good at playing the top teams. And the difference this year, I remember last year we were fantastic against all of the top teams, especially there's a stretch in what was it, February that we beat or January where we beat every team we weren't supposed to beat. It's we beat Colorado twice. We beat who else was it? We beat Washington. We beat Vegas. We beat everybody. I think the difference this year versus last year is we're remembering in these games against these bottom feeder teams that those points matter too. And that's why I think your prediction of winning a President's Trophy is totally, totally a possibility. Because I expect us to go out in these 4 games and win them 4.
Even what I said in the Frozen Forum flash of 2-1-1, I think even if we get that done, we're still winning the President's Trophy.
Depends who that one loss is against and how we lose. I will actually, you know what? To be honest, this Devils game is to me one of the biggest tests because we did not play a good game against Philly. That game in Philly was brutal to watch. We were not on the puck at all. We were sloppy defensively. It's the first game that we didn't play our brand of hockey. And I think this game tonight is going to define whether or not we're able to bounce back from games like that. And if we are, good luck the rest of the NHL, because yeah, we're going to have our blips. Every team has blips, but we're second in the league in points.
Do you think if we do go 4-0, are the Habs undeniable from the rest of the fans in the
Hey,
NHL?
look. To be honest, I'm starting to look at these rankings that analysts are putting out. You know, they do their, what are they called when they rank all of the teams, and
For power rankings.
power ranking. That's what they call them. They do these power rankings. The Habs are coming up 5th, 6th in the league.
I think the most recent one I sent to you was they were 5th.
They're 5th. Yeah, but some of the analysts that I pay attention to, the ones that like I really respect their takes, have them at 6th. You're talking about are they undeniable? I already think they're starting to reach that point. And look, we've lost a lot of games. Sorry, we've won a lot of games in overtime, and that theoretically could come back to bite us. I just look at the way that this team is able to build throughout the season, and say if we're able to do this now, the regulation wins are going to come. We're going to get to that point. We're working on it. We're trying to get there. That's not a today issue. Today's issue is just getting as many points as you can as we try to build that system that's going to allow us to win in regulation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we don't have to worry about all those overtime games. And actually, every game that has ended in overtime has ended with us getting the 2 points. The only game that went to a shootout, we lost. But still, we take those points.
And at that, we almost didn't lose it in shootout either. Shutout Nick Suzuki with just a slight bobble on his stick. That resulted in losing the game.
It is what it is. We still got a point.
Is what it is indeed.
In other NHL news, Alex Ovechkin, 900 goals. What are your thoughts on that? Like, I'm speechless.
How old is the guy now?
39. And you see the goal? Like, he's not looking. The puck just finds its way into the net. Backhand. That's why he has the record. That's why he's the only one with 900.
That's why he's that good. I mean,
And then Binnington tries to steal the puck like a criminal. That was
that
so
part
funny.
was very funny. I found that hilarious. That's called good sportsmanship there. You know, people are going to say, oh, bad sportsmanship. It's his moment, whatever. No. Is it like whatever's happening in the NHL, whatever the stat is that you break, you're still competitive. There's no, if you're on the ice, you're against the guy. I can guarantee you if Binnington kept the puck, that after the game or a few weeks from now, he would have given it back. That's not the question, right? It's a question, do you need it in the moment? I thought it was pretty funny.
It was funny. It was funny.
Yeah.
I mean, that
Well,
goal
what do you
doesn't
think about it,
happen
though?
without. Sorry?
Well, what do you think about the whole idea of 900 though? Like 900 is a lot of goals.
Who is there any player in the league that can touch that? Like Matthews, maybe, but I think he's going to have a hell of a lot of trouble now that Marner's gone. Like in this current NHL, I don't think any one of these players will be able to touch that. I wonder how long it'll be until someone can even get close. Like I could see that standing for centuries.
Yeah. I mean, the incredible thing is like when you think about 900. Let's say you start in the NHL when you're 18, and your superstars are able to play, 18 or more years. Like 900 goals is almost 50 goals a year.
Yeah, that's just what percentage of the NHL right now has had just one season with 50 goals.
That's what I mean. Like there has to be what 5, 6 players that have reached it.
Like in a single season. Yeah. And Ovechkin did it for 18 seasons. Surely it's more than 6. It's probably like 10.
I actually have a really good way of checking this. Okay, so this is going to go back to, I think 2005 is the first year in this. The answer, okay, are you ready for this? This is actually crazy.
Okay, let's hear it.
The first season I have in here,
Make this clippable.
the first season that I have in here is 2007-2008 season. Since the 2007-2008 season, in the regular season, there have been exactly 29 players to score at least 50 goals in that given season. 29 since 07-08 So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and now we're in 26. We're talking about 18 seasons here.
Only 29 players. Only it's happened 29 times.
9 times. And of those, this is the craziest part, right? Of those, Alex Ovechkin is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them,
Unreal.
including a season where he had 65.
Are you able to track like unique players in that list? Like how many unique players are in the list?
Ish. Actually, I don't know if I can split it.
What set are you on right now?
I'm using shout out Evolving Hockey, by the way. Love their stuff. I love them so much I pay for it, which is commitment, I guess. Okay, well let's read down this list because there's only 29. It's actually not that hard. Okay, obviously Austin Matthews has the record, 69 goals. Ovi, McDavid, Pasternak, Matthews again, Stamkos, Reinhart, Draisaitl, Rantanen, Hyman, Ryder is 10. Ilya Kovalchuk is 11. Draisaitl, Ovechkin, Braden Point, Nathan McKinnon, Sidney Crosby, Stamkos again, Ovechkin, Harry Malkin Aginla. 17 players, 17 unique players.
And OV's 8 of them.
Oh, well, Ovi has it 8 times.
Yeah, 8 times. And well, that's why he's one of one. There's going to be no player. Like people are going to say
And
Gavin
sorry,
McKenna.
the other thing I should shout out here is like when we're talking about his goal totals, like I stopped at the 50 goal mark. Ovechkin's one of 2 players in the 49 that has had 49, and one of 3 players that has had 48. So there's 10 seasons that he had 48 goals or more.
This guy's an alien from Russia. That's all it's got to be. And
you know who's going to be next? I got it. I forgot. Sorry. You know who's going to be next? Ivan Demidov. Put it down.
Who's going to be next to get 50 goals?
To come anywhere close to his record, Ivan Demidov.
Okay, say that in a very clippable way.
Nathan DaCosta, you asked me who the next player that's going to come close to Alex Ovechkin. I'm not saying he's going to break it. I'm saying he's coming close. You watch this guy who's playing currently for the Montreal Canadiens. 19 years old. Comes over from Russia. Oh, I wonder if we've heard that story before. He's started out, he's got 15 games of NHL experience under his belt. Already has 5 goals in those 15 games. As a rookie in the National Hockey League. It's Ivan Demidov who's going to be that next person. I'm putting him down this season. I still think he's getting 30 this season. And it's going to be 40 next season. And it's going to be 50 and then 60. And it's going to be around there for the next 18 seasons with Montreal Canadiens. And we're going to see Ivan Demidov be the next guy to come anywhere close.
Okay. Ivan Demidov to break Ovi's record. That is
or at least come close.
Yeah. If anyone could do
it.
Hey,
what's the saying? It takes a Russian to beat a Russian.
That is the saying. So there we go. Ivan Demidov's next. There we go. Is that where we leave this episode off?
That could be where we leave it off.
I mean, is there anything else this week?
Let me see the tweets that I have. This is honestly how I look back to
what we talk about.
Yeah, what to talk about. This I will say this Logan Mailloux stat is actually crazy. Like I could not believe this chart. Hold on. Let's see if I can do something. There we go. Look at that. The new feature over here. Do you see this?
Yeah. Holy.
Do you see? Like I could not believe. And this is not, he's played 2 games. This guy's been in every St. Louis Blues game. These are all of the players in the NHL. Every single one of them.
And that's Mailloux?
That's Logan Mailloux. Right here. Just this guy. Look, you can see other St. Louis Blues guys over here. Just Logan Mailloux.
Who's that one Capitals guy? That's crazy.
This?
Yeah.
No idea. Caps have Logan Thompson. I'm going to stop sharing before I reveal what else I've been liking on Twitter. All right. What else do we got over here? I will say one of the really funny things. You know how Samuel Montembeault once said that he knows the handedness and the tape color of every player in the National Hockey League? There's one of the guys I follow on Twitter. Anytime Montembeault lets in a goal, he'll tweet the handedness and the tape color because he's like sort of mocking the thing. Is like, okay, well, you knew, so why didn't you save the goal? I got a cool stat for you. As of November 3rd, what is that? 3 days ago. The points in the National Hockey League. Okay, in terms of points, this is a very small number of players that I'm selecting here, but you'll understand why. Okay, first you've got Nick Suzuki. As of November 3rd, had 18 points. Next, you have Nick Suzuki without his goals. He had 16. Nick Suzuki's road points, that was 11. Then you had Nick Suzuki's primary assists, only the primary assists. He had 10. And then the last entry here on this list is 9 points, and the player was Austin Matthews. So there you go.
God, I mean, yeah, you can see how poorly his play diminishes without having Marner.
I wonder. You know, it'd be a lot of fun here. Wait, I'll share my screen for this. I want to show you what I do for this.
It'd be cool to see what it does on the actual video.
Yeah. Well, let's have some fun with the player charts over here. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna pull up some players. As you see here, the one that's pre-selected is Emil Martinson Lilleberg, which I don't even know who that is. Let's pull up Austin Matthews. Where is he? He's right here. Submit that. What do you think he is right now overall?
Wow. EV defense. Wow, he's awful. He's another guy, just like the Flames. No back check.
No back check. You want to see in comparison?
Oh, he's going to be like 87, 93.
Woo! You want to see one better?
Demidov. Oh, Caulfield.
God. Fun fact, by the way. Did you know that Cole Caulfield is first in the National Hockey League in goals above replacement? Or expected goals above replacement. We can actually, I'll show you that stat right here. This season, 2025-2026, expected GAR, Cole Caulfield. That's not what I wanted to do. Cole Caulfield, 9.1 goals above replacement, which Evolving Hockey projects as 2.8 standing points that are only attributable to him being so good. So like in the points right now, up till this point in the season, where we have, what's the total? 18 points right now? 19 points?
We have 19.
19 points. So of those 19 points, 2.8 of them come only from Cole Caulfield by himself. You want to see something else cool?
How do they even calculate that?
I mean, this is all just regression models, right?
Yeah.
Let's look at some forward lines, and we'll look only for the forward lines that have over 100 minutes played together. So there's 18 lines in the entire National Hockey League that have played 100 minutes. An expected goals for percentage through 158 minutes played together. Cole Caulfield, Uri Slafkovsky, and Nick Suzuki have an expected goals for percentage 62%, a goals for percentage of 75%. They have been scoring 3.4 goals for per 60 and only allowing, like this is the craziest stat. If you look at the goals against per 60, look at how good they are defensively. 1 goal per 60. That means that if they're playing 20 minutes a night, they're expected to have 1 goal scored against them every 3 nights.
That is unreal, holy.
And you look at the ones who are better defensively. This is where the Macklin Celebrini stuff starts to really shine. He's been playing very, very, very well. Goals for per 60, insane. Goals for percentage is insane. I would look there about deployment though, quality of competition and stuff like that. Because I feel like I don't know if Celebrini is getting the biggest matchups when the Sharks can. Or I'm assuming they put him out against some other lines when they can. The Sean Monahan line has been very good defensively, very good offensively so far. Philadelphia, this line almost doesn't count because they're almost not generating more goals, right? Like this, their goals for percentage is only 61% compared to 75%. I was curious. I was playing around with this the other day in these player cards. Who else do you want to see on Montreal?
Let me see Demidov.
What do you think he's going to be? Hurry up.
80. Dang. Okay, let me see Gallagher. I'm gonna say he's an 80.
Hey, 4th line player though. 4th line player, 45 overall. You know what this is? This is only 8 things worse than Austin Matthews this year.
This is very true. What other players would we like to see? Let's see McDavid.
I mean, I think we know what this one's going to come out with. You didn't think he was worse than Suzuki, did you?
Suzuki first line centerman on Team Canada. That's what I'm seeing.
I mean, this is where, when you look at his 3-year, and that's where I guess the difference is here too with Caulfield. Caulfield is going to come down a bit from a 99. This is his 3-year.
Poor defense.
5-6. But again, hey, that line didn't used to be able to play defense.
Yeah, it's true.
We've discovered how to be good defensively recently. This is still my favorite graph that I've ever seen. I actually had to tweet this one out because do you see this EV offense? It is not on the chart. They ran out of lines over here.
So you're saying it was good for him to be my first goal scorer tonight?
Yep, that's a good bet. It's a good bet. As a side note, we saw Demidov as a 94. You know our guy Matt Schaefer?
Oh God, he's got to be up there.
So we actually, the last thing we need to talk about before we end this episode, the big race this year is the Calder. I think it's the one that we already have 2 horses. It's Demidov or Schaefer. There's nobody else. Nobody else is going to win it. Nobody else is going to come close. This is why. This is why Matt Schaefer is currently the favorite for the Calder.
Wow, that offensive stat is crazy. Holy, he's so good on the power play. Yeah, man, I thought it was just going to be a beginning of the season thing for him. He was playing pretty well above expected, but now it's...
Look, I think honestly that the only way that Demidov wins this is if he scores 40, which would be insane. Could do it. Would be insane. Or if Matt Schaefer gets injured. I actually don't think that there's any other way Demidov wins the Calder because he's just been insane.
Yeah, he's been so good. Well, looks like Demidov's getting 50 then. We're starting that train early. Road to 1,000. Yeah, right. Well, that's another good episode. I mean, we got a tough week coming up. First game tonight against the New Jersey Devils. See what happens there. We're going to win that thing in regulation. I'm just calling it now. We're going to win that 5-2. That's my call. 5-2 tonight against the Devils. And we'll see what happens in the rest of the games. But we're an hour and 5 minutes in here. So I guess we're done now. Thank you. Thank you everyone for watching this episode of the Frozen Forum podcast. We appreciate it very much. If you somehow did not hear at the beginning of this podcast, we're doing a giveaway. We're doing a giveaway once we hit 100 subscribers on YouTube. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button, leave a like on this video, leave a comment, hit that notification bell. It really makes our channel grow and we would really appreciate it. And you can also follow us on all of our other platforms. So that includes Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter. You can listen to us on Spotify, Amazon Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and make sure that you leave a review for us there as well. And that is the end of this episode. We'll catch you guys next week when we are we'll be 3-0 at the time of the next recording. So, au revoir et bonsoir.